Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. We'll turn our attention now to matters of the economy. Well, as you have heard and seen in some of the papers, CBN's recent directive to banks about opening forex points at the airports to stem this acute shortage. We're joined now by Dr. Nweze, who is an economist. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you.
Well, trying to look at a number of steps that the government is taking now to see how they could, should I say, jumpstart the economy or stem the tide, as it were, because the other time we just saw the headline as well, wherein the inflation rate rose to a little over 18%, they say for the 15th consecutive month. But now that CBN has come up with this policy, you think this will make that desired impact?
Well, I just hope that they will, it's like the absence of the president made them to take the risk of, trying to reject some of these things, and I think it's a good step.
Are you suggesting the president was a cock in the wheel?
You people say he's a stubborn man, but we are getting out of 1982, 1985 era, where it was the same thing that happened then and it's happening now, and I think it's a good step, and it will, where there's competition, it will drive down prices and stuff like that, the exchange rate. But again, it may not have an immediate impact, because the banks may need space at the airports and all that. If they don't have space, they will need to get their act together, do some little housekeeping before they actually may take 1 month, 3 weeks, 1 month, 2 months before we begin to see the impact and stuff like that.
One would have thought that it goes beyond just having banks open up shops, kiosks at the airports. Do you think that perhaps they could extend this to have a broader base and have more outlets?
Yes, because one is that it's like there's the control of exchange. It's basically the people have become the private BDS, the Bureau de Change people, BDCs. They're all like, they have become a strong cabal, kind of, and they are controlling the sale of exchange, and they determine, some of the things happening in the exchange rate could be artificial, because you wake up in the morning, you go to all the different points, they decide they wake up, nobody knows what the exchange is, except if they woke up in the wrong side of the bed, they say, okay, today let's up the exchange and all that. There are no basis for all of this. And although the forces of demand and supply are supposed to be playing a role, but sometimes they're not playing that role.
The demand still is very high for the dollar. How does this affect the already parallel market where it's about 507 as of yesterday?
Yeah, one is it goes even beyond that. You go back to the monopoly of the exchange by the CBN, and which is also causing this the kind of wahala we are seeing today, because once the CBN continues to monopolize the sale of exchange, and then for instance, the oil majors, once there is a foreign the dollar in their hands, they have to pass through through the CBN. The CBN will now probably determine the exchange instead of the market forces. I want to see a situation where, if I have a dollar, coming in, I don't have to say to CBN, I can sell directly to any bank I want to. When you decentralize, such this thing, like democratize the foreign exchange market, then it will enable us to anybody can buy anything and sell. If I come to you at your rate is high, then I can go to any other person.
So what then must the CBN do to make itself more attractive, just so that people who are in need of FX are able to go to the banks instead of patronizing the open market?
They should hands off the monopoly they have over, the monopoly has never worked anywhere, and they're still holding on monopoly. Like one of my friends usually says that, look, if I have maybe some dollar amounts, maybe from sale of oil comes in, then the CBN will create equivalent, naira to it, thereby creating inflation, so that you'll be able to. You don't need to do that. If NMPC has dollars to sell, they should be able to go to First Bank or any of these banks and say, okay, I have so much. First Bank will take the tranche they can buy, The other person will decide how much they can buy, and they fix the rate. I can buy at this rate, so that everybody, will have access to, to where you buy where you sell your exchange. But this one, you control everything. Everything must pass through you, and you determine the rate. And you determine who should buy what. Those going on pilgrimage, we get a cheaper rate. Those doing manufacturing, we get a higher rate, and all that. It doesn't work out that way.